Hey guys, it's Asher Basher here. Today, I really want to just go over exactly how to take down a skeleton ship with ease, because the last thing you want to happen when you've been sailing for 3 hours is for a skeleton ship to pop up on you and absolutely destroy you. It's happened before, and I really wish I had known some of these different tips and tricks while I was fighting them or after I lost all my loot. So today, I really just wanted to go over the two different types of skeleton ships that you're going to encounter, the sloop and the galleon. Now, just as a disclaimer, this does not cover the skeleton fleet. The picture of it's on the screen right now. It does not cover that ghost ship in the sky. That's a whole battle of a bunch of different ships. The strategies can work for those, but that's fighting like 3 ships at a time compared to fighting a one-on-one, which is what I'll be going over today. So, excuse me. The first bet I wanted to cover are the sloops. If you are a sloop yourself, a skeleton sloop will eventually pop up on you just as an encounter. It's like when you encounter the Meg, the music will start playing, it rises up. You can see on the screen it's exactly what's happening right now. But we fought a galleon, obviously. But if you're in a sloop, you are going to fight another sloop. So, really important. You are 1 or 2 people. If it's just you, there are some tips that you really need to make sure that you're keeping track of here. So the first thing, if a skeleton ship pops up, quickly check your surroundings. You want to make sure that you are sailing in an open area. You're not about to sail into the side of an island or into a bunch of big rocks. Really just want to make sure that once you start fighting this skeleton ship, you're not going to hit a giant rock and sink your ship. So, to fight the skeleton sloop, my first tip, aim for the cannon. There's 1 cannon on a skeleton sloop. So, if you keep hitting that skeleton on that cannon, they will not be able to do damage to you. So, it's really important. Hit them first. If they hit you first, you have to immediately go on defense. You have to repair your ship. You can't repair your ship and shoot cannons and steer your boat at the same time if it's just 1 person. If you have 2 people, it's not as important. But if you're 1 person, you're not going to be able to repair and shoot at the skeleton ship. So if you hit them first, if you can get that guy, the skeleton on the cannon dead, it takes them a little bit to respawn another guy on there. So, first tip, shoot the skeleton who's at the cannon, and then start aiming for the hole. You want to aim for the hole, make as many holes as possible. You're trying to get them sunk. A really good curse ball that would help you out a lot in this situation is the ballast ball. Ballast ball lowers the boat in the water, so if they have some holes already that you did with regular cannonballs, shoot a ballast ball at them. They will get lower in the water, they will fill up with water way faster. It's not too much of a problem. Also, if you have some fire bombs, chuck it on board. You really want to make sure you avoid using anchor balls or the sail balls, because it stops their ship, and that means you have to stop your ship too. I just recommend just sailing parallel for a bit, just side on side, just wreck each other or just wreck them more of. If you make sure to hit their cannon guy first, you will win in a one-on-one sloop battle. It's pretty simple to fight them. Firebombs are really helpful. The sloops are pretty easy to deal with, especially if you have 2 people in a sloop. This video is more about the galleon fights. The galleon fights suck a lot more. They're not as easy as fighting a sloop because they're obviously bigger. They have 4 cannons. So, if you're fighting a galleon, if a galleon pops up, you're not going to be in a sloop. If it pops up on you, you will be either in a brigantine or a galleon. So you will have, ideally, 4 or 3 people. So, what I've done is we've figured this out kind of on our own, but we've made jobs for each other on kind of what to do, because it can be very hectic at times if you're just sailing and then the skeleton ship pops up, and you're like, oh crap, what am I doing? And no one's doing the repairs, and then you sink, right? So, we have 4 jobs that we've made for each person of our crew. The first job is the person who is steering the ship. Their job is to basically make sure you don't hit a rock, making sure you're steering toward the skeleton ship at all times, making sure they're in our sights. You can also have that person fire some cannonballs at certain points. That's not too important, but if there's time, if they know there's open water, they can fire the cannonballs. Throw some fire bombs on board. They also want to fix the sails. If you want to turn fast, raising 1 or 2 of the sails will help you turn much quicker. It will get you back into that fight against that skeleton ship. It's very important you're doing constant damage against the skeleton ship. The second job is the repairman. This person's sole purpose is to repair your boat. Because if no one is repairing your boat, you're obviously going to sink. They're going to get cannon hits on you. There's no way they don't. It's not as easy as a sloop where you can just keep hitting the guys on the cannon and just get free hits on them. They're going to hit you. You got to make sure there's someone down repairing. They can also fire cannonballs, but their main purpose should be just repairing the ship. Now, a tip for the repairman. If you're repairing, only repair the bottom hull. There's 2 levels of a galleon. I'm talking more about the galleons. Brigantine, you obviously just repair everywhere, but for the galleon, you really want to make sure you're only repairing that lower hull, because if you're wasting your time repairing the second layer, the second level of your ship, all the water is going to rise up from the bottom. Your whole first floor is going to be covered in water. You're not going to have a good time. So my recommendation, just have the repairman focus on the bottom level of your boat, just repairing all the holes down there, scooping all the water out, just so you don't sink. So the third job on the boat is the cannon man. Their sole purpose is to fire the cannons at the skeleton ship, because if you do not have somebody firing cannons at that boat, you are not going to be able to kill them, obviously. So you really want to make sure there's someone doing constant DPS. That's their sole purpose. Really want to make sure you are utilizing the curse balls in the situation. The ballast balls are key. Any other kind of curse balls you want to use, they can work. However, I really just recommend using the ballast ball. Maybe a few other curse balls. I don't recommend the anchor ball, obviously. One thing I do want to touch on is the chain shots. The chain shots only work in PvP situations. They do not work against the skeleton ships. We found that out the hard way. So don't even bother trying to fire their chain shots. You know what the chain shot is? It just takes out the mast of a boat, but it will not take out the mast of a skeleton ship for whatever reason. They don't want you to do that in this game. Makes sense, but you know, can't use them. So curse balls, if you have fire bombs, they work too. The blunder bombs work to get the boat away from you. If you're too close to them, you need some space, just throw a blunder bomb at them. They'll get you some separation. But their whole purpose is to fire the cannons at the boat, cause that damage over time. The final role is the person boarding. Now, this job is iffy. You don't necessarily need this job, but I thought it was a good job to have. That's what we do. We have one person whose sole purpose is to board the other ship, to board that skeleton ship. They also help on repairs and stuff, and they can help fire cannons until you get close enough. But the person boarding the ship, their job is to make sure that they're not repairing the boat on the skeleton ship, because they can repair the boat. And if they're repairing constantly, it's going to make it way harder, and you use way more resources to kill a skeleton ship. So my recommendation, just get someone on that boat, just doing some damage down below, just stopping them from repairing, just so there is a constant stream of water getting into that boat, because eventually they will just sink if water is just seeping in slowly but surely. They will sink. It makes it much easier if you have someone just on there. They're probably going to die, to be honest, a few times, but it's worth it. It helps a lot. It'll make it way quicker to sink those ships. They can also use TNT barrels. If they have explosive barrels, they can use that against the boat too. Just try to make sure you don't die or don't have it too close to your boat, obviously. But if you have an explosive barrel you want to waste to try to make it a bit quicker, just go to the bottom floor, set it off, and run away as fast as you can and try not to die from it. With that being said, I'm pretty sure that's about it. It's just those 4 jobs really key. If you're in a brigantine, you're only going to really need the 3 jobs, to be honest. The first 3, you're not going to really have anybody boarding. But you just want to make sure someone's steering, someone's repairing, someone's firing the cannons. Just make sure you have constant DPS on that boat. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was insightful in some way. If you want to check out more tutorial videos on Sea of Thieves, I have a few on my channel now. Go check them out. They're pretty insightful. I think they help out a lot. I'm going to make more eventually. But thanks for watching, and I will catch you all later.